Do you know what is the most costly element on earth? You're probably guessing gold, platinum, or diamonds, right? What if I told you the element which is most costly? 1 gram, just 1 gram of that element almost cost as same as 60% of world economy. Wait, what? That's crazy, right? Yes, 1 gram of antimatter cost around $52.6 trillion, dollars, which makes it the most costly element or material on Earth. But what is antimatter? In physics, antimatter is defined as the counterpart of normal matter with the same mass but opposite electric charge. For example, a positron is the antimatter equivalent of an electron. It has the same mass and spin as electron but charge of positive 1 instead of negative 1. These fundamental antimatters or antiparticles such as positron or antiprotons, they can bind with each other to form antimatter such as antihydrogen. You can see it is just like the formation of normal matter where we have proton, electron and neutron and they can form hydrogen, helium and other elements. But the charges of the fundamental particles are exactly opposite, like positron is positively charged, antiproton is negatively charged. Now the scientists like to think antimatter as the evil twin of matter. When matter comes into contact with antimatter, they cancel each other out, releasing all the energy stored inside them. It is very common, we know from Einstein's famous formula E equals to mc squared, that some amount of mass can be converted into energy. But when a proton and antiproton annihilate each other, their mass completely disappear and turn into energy. Scientists who work in CERN to make antimatter describes this reaction as the most violent process anyone can ever think of because the full mass of the object disappears and transforms into pure energy. So you can see by this how it is very difficult to work with antimatter because everything we know from our body to instrument to air molecules, everything is made out of matter. And when matter comes into contact with antimatter, they annihilate each other and transform into pure energy. Now you can slowly guess why antimatter is so costly. There are 3 main reasons why antimatters are very costly. First one is antimatters are very rare in the universe. It is estimated that there is only 1 particle of antimatter for every billion particles of matter in the observable universe. Second is the production cost of antimatter. As said before, to make antimatter, we will need antiparticles like antiproton and antineutrons. In CERN, scientists are making these antiprotons in LHC or Large Hadron Collider. But it is not that simple. The creation of antimatter is inherently energy intensive. The amount of energy which we need in this process is quite enormous. In the process, some of the energy will be converted into rest mass of antimatter, and due to our inefficient technology, most of the energy will be lost. But this technology is the best we have till now. Also, to operate the other parts of big LHC, we need huge amount of electricity. It is estimated that around 1.3 terawatt electricity is needed per year to operate the LHC. It is roughly equal to the amount of electricity which is needed in big city per year. In a research paper, scientists of NASA predicted estimated amount of cost which will be needed just for energy purposes. They predicted around $52.6 trillion is needed to create just 1 gram of antiproton. Now assume we have successfully made 1 gram of antiproton. Now we have to store it. But we cannot store it in normal storage. Why is that? I said before, whenever antimatter comes contact into matter, it will annihilate each other and transforms into pure energy. Everything we see or observe in our earth is made out of matter. So we cannot store the antimatter in our normal storage. The storage of antimatter is still a challenge to the scientists. They are still working on this. You can see these three are the primary reason why antimatter is so costly. But there are other reasons like transportation cost, the salary of the engineer, scientist, and many more things. So now you know why antimatters are so costly. The fun fact is there are some natural resources of antimatter, but we cannot access them. From lightning and cosmic rays, antimatter is generated in the upper atmosphere of Earth. But due to interaction with surrounding matters, molecules, they disappear. Scientists believe that black holes are huge source of antimatter. But the nearest black hole we have is at the center of Milky Way galaxy, and with our current day technology we cannot reach it. So the only way we have is to produce antimatter all by ourselves, and scientists at CERN are working on it.